What is this model code of conduct? From when to when is it applicable? How is this linked to one nation, one election? The aim of model code of conduct is to conduct free and fair elections. So there should be nothing which can influence a voter. Some of it is violated, some of it is not violated. If it is violated, the Election Commission can always pass strictures. Hi friends, welcome. So just about a week back, election dates have been announced for 4 states and the Union Territory of Puducherry. The elections to Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Kerala and the Union Territory of Puducherry has been announced. And immediately on the date of announcement, which is February 26th, the Model Code of Conduct came into force. Now what is this Model Code of Conduct? From when to when is it applicable? How is this linked to one nation, one election? I thought I'll make a video on that. So Model Code of Conduct, as the name itself suggests, it's a model code. It's not a legal code. It's not legally enforceable per se on its own, but it's a model code which all the political parties have to follow. Now the history to this can be traced back to 1960s when the first set of codes were given by the Election Commission. Then in 1979, again a model code of conduct was devised by the Election Commission in consultation with the political parties. But a comprehensive model code of conduct with the consensus of all the political parties was agreed to, and it was released by the Election Commission sometime during the early 1990s when Mr. T.N. Seshan was the Chief Election Commissioner of India. Now what does this model code of conduct say? It specifies certain practices which the candidates and the political parties should follow. It also stipulates certain do's and don'ts for the party which is in power. Now, for example, no fresh announcements can be made after the Model Code of Conduct sets in. Now, the Model Code of Conduct sets in on the day the election date is announced. So, for example, in the present circumstance, it is applicable from February 26th and it concludes on the day the election results are announced and the election process is over, which is May 2nd. So, almost for 65 days, this Model Code of Conduct will be in force. So during this time, the party in power should not announce any new schemes. That is why you would have seen a flurry of new projects which are opened in various states including Tamil Nadu just during the last week of February and all, because anytime the dates can be announced, which is announced by the Election Commission, and they cannot do anything after the date is announced. No fresh schemes which can sway the voters in favor of the ruling party. So, I mean, of course, the last day, even 1 hour before the Model Code of Conduct came into force, there were very major announcements which are made by the Tamil Nadu government. But yeah, technically it's not a violation of the Model Code of Conduct. The political parties have to ensure that they respect the privacy of the other candidates. They should not go and shout in front of their houses. There should be no loudspeakers. There should be no campaign after 10 o'clock in the night. They should not distribute liquor or cash. Now, these are things, some of which are legally punishable also under the Indian Penal Code and the Representation of People Act 1951. But it is also given as a model code to be followed by the candidates, by the political parties, by the ruling party in power. Some interesting model code of conduct decisions which will help you understand it better. So, the aim of Model Code of Conduct is to conduct free and fair elections. So there should be nothing which can influence a voter. So in fact, when the BSP was in power, the elephant is the symbol of BSP, the Bahujan Samaj Party in Uttar Pradesh. So elephant statues were erected throughout Lucknow when the BSP was in power. And when the elections came in 2012, the Election Commission asked all the elephant statues to be covered. Lotus, which is our national flower, but which also happens to be the symbol of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So there have been instances when people have applied to the Election Commission to cover lotus flowers on ponds. I mean, of course, there was no decision taken on that, but lotus flowers which are depicted in school buildings and other things, the Election Commission has asked it to be covered. In fact, 2 leaves, which is the symbol of the AADMK, during the 2016 elections, there are mini buses which ply in Chennai, and it gives an impression of a two leaves, the logo which is drawn on those mini buses. And the Election Commission actually wanted those things to be covered. So you would have seen, people who live in Chennai might have seen that that part alone was plastered and covered when the election process was on. Now these are aimed at ensuring that it's a level playing field. Governments should not announce schemes so that they can influence the voters. They can of course give promises in the manifesto, right? They can give any promise in the manifesto as long as it is not something which is unconstitutional or illegal. But again, a recent amendment to the Model Code of Conduct in 2013 has stipulated that if you are giving anything free, or if you are suggesting that you will give certain measures as free or at a subsidized cost to the people, right? 200 units of electricity free, 2000 rupees per every house for some activity. All these things, color TVs have been given free, mixies, grinders have been given free of cost. Now the Election Commission has stipulated in the Model Code of Conduct based on a Supreme Court judgment that it should not be unreasonable promises, number one, and number two, the manifesto should also provide how will you generate the revenue for meeting these expenses. I mean, but many political parties don't give too much of importance to it, but at the end of the day it's a manifesto promise, but the ruling party in power should not make any announcements. There should be equal usage of public grounds and other places for campaign by all political parties. Now these, some of it is violated, some of it is not violated. If it is violated, the Election Commission can always pass strictures. It can even ban people from campaigning, or it can ask the concerned political party to take corrective actions. You will see a lot of that examples in the next 1.5 months when the election process is going to happen, right? Starting from today, from February 26th till the last phase of elections on April 29th, if I am not wrong, in West Bengal. You will see a lot of activity which happens around this, and you will be able to appreciate it. So the Election Commission has the authority to give instructions for free and fair conduct of elections, and it can give suitable decisions on any violation of the Model Code of Conduct. But now, is this Model Code of Conduct legally enforceable? Technically, no, because it's only a Model Code of Conduct, as I told you. But there are certain points in the Model Code of Conduct, like distributing liquor or distributing cash. That's a violation under Indian Penal Code. That's a violation under the Representation of People Act 1951. And for that, candidates or their agents can be booked and cases can be conducted. But Model Code of Conduct in itself is not legally enforceable. Now there are two views for it. The Election Commission felt that the election process is very tight, maybe around 45 to 60 days. So if the Model Code of Conduct is made legally enforceable, there will be more and more cases, and it may not be easy to complete the election process within the stipulated time. Whereas a parliamentary committee had recommended that this Model Code of Conduct, many of these are already enforceable through various laws, as I told you, but this Model Code of Conduct in itself can be made as part of the Representation of People Act 1951 and made legally enforceable. And how is this linked to the One Nation, One Election issue? I have made a separate video on that as to whether it is desirable, whether it is feasible, what is my opinion on that. But one of the reasons why the central government keeps telling for One Nation, One Election in the recent past is because every year there are many elections like this in various states. And during that time, the Model Code of Conduct will be applicable to the respective state governments, but election in any state, the Model Code of Conduct will be applicable to the central government. And during this time, you cannot announce any new projects, you cannot announce any new schemes. So that can take away 60 to 80 days every year from the central government, and that is one of the reasons or the justification given by the central government, present central government, for trying to bring all the elections together. However, that's a separate issue on which I have made a video. You can go and watch it for better understanding, but I hope primarily you understood what is the Model Code of Conduct, when it came into force, for what period it is effective, and what are the ways in which it is implemented by the Election Commission. Thank you for watching. I will see you again with another video next week.